G'day, it's Gary here from the Collingwood Footy Tour, just giving a special shout out to the Kick to Kick podcast crew. The Kick to Kick podcast, each episode deals with a year in the history of Australian rules football, dating all the way back to when the game first was created, when it was Melbourne rules football, and then of course turned into Victorian rules football and now known as Australian rules football. Each episode is a year in the history of the great game, and they do a fantastic podcast, and they've sent us a little package, and we just want to say a big thank you to those boys. They're currently in their 1920s, the episodes, so listen to them. Fantastic font of knowledge those lads have. They get together as friends and chat about a year in football. Each of them have tasks to research, and they bring it to the group and present their findings to the group. But they've sent us a package, some badges, some buttons relating to football. So they've sent us some Collingwood Footy Club one. This looks kind of official. I wonder how real accurate that is, or if they've designed it themselves. This of course was designed by them. None of the boys are Collingwood supporters, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. So this one would have been a bit difficult for them to create. They've also sent us heaps of badges. Some of the other ones that they've sent us is from two people that are instrumental in the early 1900s and the late 1800s. It was club champion Dick Condon, of course, who had a bit of a foul mouth and was instrumental in creating the stab kick, which revolutionised the game. And of course, the greatest name in the history of footy, the umpire, Ivo Crap. He gets a mention on every episode of the Kick to Kick podcast. But one thing we do need to mention is call them out for their bad behaviour. The Kick to Kick podcast boys do a fantastic job, but every episode they miss out on mentioning Peter Dacos. And it's irrelevant that Peter Dacos wasn't alive in the 1800s. He wasn't around, wasn't playing in the early 1900s. That doesn't matter. Peter Dacos is Collingwood. Peter Dacos is football, as every Collingwood supporter will know. And so we've called them out a number of times for their lack of promotion of the great man, Peter Dacos. Even players back then knew of Peter Dacos. Dick Lee, number 13, who played in the early 1900s, was an early champion of the colony. He knew about Peter Dacos. He modelled his game after Peter Dacos, kicking them from all over the field. Everyone knew about the Messiah that was about to come in the late 1900s of that man, Peter Dacos. But it's a remiss of them. But what they have done is they've done their own research, and they've found a player that we're not too sure if they're real or not. And this player seems to have been related to Dick Condon as well as an ancestor of the great man Peter Dacos, and that is Dictor de Condon. If you can see, he's got a bit of a mullet, so that would say that he is somewhat related to Peter Dacos, and he certainly does look like Dick Condon. But we need more research. We need them to do further research, and they need to keep mentioning or start mentioning Peter Dacos. It's a real crime. But they've sent us some badges of the show as well. That's the Kick to Kick logo, and also because we were a guest for the 1919 season, they've sent us this as well. So a big shout out to the boys and a big thank you for sending us that little package with the badges. If you want to come on a tour with us, get in touch with us at our website at collingwoodfootytour.com. Alternatively, you can message us through any of our social media pages, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at pieshistorytour. If you just Google search that, it should come up easily. Get in touch with us. See, it's an exciting time. It's the end of summer. The AFLW season is wrapping up, and we haven't done as well as we would have hoped, but the AFL team is looking good. And it's true, it is coming home this year. Chris Main, we love you. Big shout out to you. But this has gone on for far too long. Justice for Peter Dacos. Come on, Kick to Kick boys. You need to mention Peter Dacos. He is football. We look forward to your reply. Thank you so much for the badges. We'll talk soon. Ciao.